Hi, I'm April, and welcome to Sacred Six Hair Saturday. I am inspired to talk to you today about water, the flow of it. Water is integral to our sacred sex because we are water. Like a majority of us, and if we weren't water, we'd be dried up little flakes floating around. I mean, look at our planet. It's mostly water with like some nice spots to land, and some of those places are beautiful, and I'm one of them. Anyway, just just saying, sacred sex and water. One, drink your water. Have electrolytes to keep things moving. We are like, according to science, somewhere between on a very dry day, on a very dry, crusty crust a day, we're like 40% to like 85 to like 93% or something. It like really varies based on the cell, based on its location, based on like, okay, we're getting off the point. The point is bodies of water. And when we connect like smush, like juices, like okay. Anyway, the sacredness of union, bodies of water, right? And so are our lovers. And this water carries memory and cells and all kinds of stuff. If you look into, Dr. Iwimoto, like there's a whole book. And, people have talked about the experiments with water where they put positive words on water and negative words on water, and then they froze those waters. And guess what? When water freezes, it creates a whole like beautiful matrix. When the words are beautiful and kind, like love and kindness and sharing and support, and you get what I'm saying. And the negative words, they were all shattered and gross looking, like ugly and hate and rage. Well, rage, it was interesting. Anyway, the point I'm making is what you say to your water mentally, what is being said to you, what you're experiencing via music, what you're experiencing via like your eye gates, your ear gates, your nose. Do you smell that hate? Like bombs and sulfur and rotting flesh. Like that shit's horrifying. Anyway, water. So, what you eat, right? What you eat, all of these things, they are inputs and information for your water. And your water is actually carrying a lot of DNA that has had a lot of inputs put into it. And these are cellular layers, and I'm talking about the evolution of the body, the human, in a very brief and open terminology. And if you want me to go into it, like comment below or something, like, bitch, what are you talking about? Don't call me bitch. I won't not respond to you because I don't say that kind of stuff to myself. I say, hey love, what are you talking about when you're talking about all of us being like programmed and stuff from like multiple generations and things like that, like what makes us cosmically amazing. I'm getting off track. What I meant to talk about was water and the importance of our water and how we communicate with that water. They say that the foreplay for a woman begins after, right after the next lovemaking session. Did you hold her? Did you just roll over and be like, get out of here? Or did you like start to say these kind words to her? I love your body. And the same thing actually, I think, for men. But it's a little different because how men have been programmed by society and what it means to be man and showing emotions. Like they're all allowed to start feeling and stuff. And so they're having like, that's another topic for another episode, which I need a man to actually talk. So maybe I can get a post hair wig man, post sacred hair sex man. Anyway, back to staying on water and how we communicate with our water and how we communicate with others' water. It's all about the anticipation, the understanding, the knowing that others are water and going through their experience, creating that space. And what we are polarized to, because water is like a triple element with one oxygen and two, or actually, yeah, one oxygen and two hydrogens, like they hang up and they have like a little pyramid shape, right? And so one side is positively charged and the other sides are negatively charged. And what it does is it's kind of a magnet and it attracts. And it can also take things apart. Like if you ever had sugar like stuck to the bottom, or like something stuck to the bottom of a pan, you can just sit it in water for a little bit and it gets looser, right? Like that's the power of water. It doesn't even have to really move that much to the naked eye. Naked. Anyway, it doesn't have to move that much to the naked eye, but it does a whole lot, and it can move mountains, and it can like tear things down. I mean, look at the ocean. It's wild, it's intense, and it's attracted to itself. Water attracts itself. So when you start saying these positive things to yourself and you start putting this positive information into you, then and you put it into yourself and your partner and your kids and all these things, you start to see more love around you. You start to see more acceptance and more beauty and more understanding and more connection. So pay attention to your water. Say something kind like, you're beautiful, you got this, I believe in you, you're amazing. Let it take it in, right? Because the message in water were written, I don't know if they were written on the container, I'm pretty sure they were written on the container. And then have a drink. You're sacred. You're a sexual magnet for beauty and abundance. I love you. I'm so proud of you for healing yourself. You're everything. And let that resonate through you and shift and start to help you alchemize. Because not only, when I say alchemize, I mean shifting what energy has become stagnant, what you had to forgive, if you've seen the other episode, what others, I mean, maybe you've done wrong to others, because that's also something that people have to heal. And whether you're conscious of it or not, you're not necessarily knowing, right? Unless someone says to you directly that you hurt me, that wasn't cool, you know? Then you have to kind of evaluate yourself and say, okay, this is something that needs to shift. This is something that can be moved. So as you step into forgiveness, you can actually allow for that water to shift, especially if there's a block. And if there's a block, watch the forgiveness episode. And if there's flow, then let the goodness happen. And the nervous system itself, it's also its own little set body of water, but it's how the brain sets up with back and forth conversation with the heart, right? You want to flow and let that conversation happen so that your gut, because your gut will always let you know if you're in a safe situation or not. Unless your gut has been so messed up with diet or so messed up with, like, you know, chemicals, exposure, things like that. You have to clear and be gentle with your body. Give it time to re-naturalize to what's happening. You can't bombard it with different types of toxins and then expect your system to be working at optimum level. And I have this great product that I use to help with my system, right? You know, there's probably a link somewhere. Avini Health, check it out, Cell Defender. It pulls out heavy metals, it pulls out toxins in a way and flushes it through your system. That's right, the body of water flushes it out through your urine, so that it's, I mean, often people who, whatever you're processing and including emotions and hormones, they go into, and the state of those hormone productions, they go into your children. They really do. And detoxing can actually get into your breast milk if you're breastfeeding. So toxins are not just something that go away, they have to be filtered and altered and changed. Just like chemicals need to be collected and removed. We cannot unmake these things, but what we can do, we cannot unmake experiences, but what we can do is shift them. And once we shift the consciousness into the state that we're alchemizing towards ourselves or magnetizing towards ourselves, we can then allow for our water to attract other water, which then becomes holy waters. You know what I'm saying? We want to step into our new era. That's what humanity's stepping into, a new age. And as an icon in that age, as a walking source of source, I'm going to allow myself to step into and attract the sources of sources, the people who honor themselves and honor others first. When I respect your waters, I'm going to speak kindly and gently to you. I'm also going to shift and clear my water so that I can be present for you. And I can know when people are at different levels, and it'll be okay. And also, I know what I stand for, and I know what I'm going to turn my cold, icy shoulder to and say, that's not for me. You have water elsewhere you want to vibe with. And I'm going to get away from it because, ultimately, who you surround yourself with does become you. And if you're cold to certain things, it's okay. Because not everything is supposed to be for you. You're not bigger than the earth. You can't just Pac-Man that, I think I'm getting off topic. Anyway, what I can say is water attracts. Water creates polarity. Emotions also stir that water. They heat it up. They cool it down. And so listen to what your emotions are saying. Listen to what your passions are drawing you to, and allow yourself into that sacred space of I am holy waters, the holiest of waters. Anyway, ciao for now. I love you. Bye-bye. I'm dripping. Do I have a mustache? Oh my god. Don't trip, baby blip. Okay.